Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Kiwi from Simplistic Key Gaming. Right now, we're watching a game of Evolve, played by quite a few people. We've got Kyra, Hank, Abe, Markov, and the Goliath as the members of the game, and we are looking for a good matchup right now. The players are Aurora on the Goliath, Insane, sorry, 521 on the Medic. We've got GentlemanSquirrel on Abe. And those are the only names I can remember off the top of my head before the loading screen passed. Right now, Aurora is getting out fast. He's using the river to get some stealth covered up, but he keeps walking on, or he just walks on some things, giving away some footprints. Not too good of stealth. He's got his mobility build, which is the wanting to leap pounce, leap smash, sorry, charge and flame breath, which allows for some good clear of the wildlife. Ooh, birds. Hunters now know exactly where it is. But yeah, it allows for some good clear of the wildlife and makes some excellent distance making abilities. And birds again. Yeah, hunters know exactly where he is right now, and they're probably approaching very quickly. I'm going to be honest here with both Kyra and Abe. I don't really enjoy the setup because, alright, hunters are right around on the other side of the rock, kind of split. And with Kyra and Abe, they don't have that great of chasing potential. Like with Val and Abe, you've got so much slow, you can just walk behind the monster even though he can still jump as long as you're not dealing damage. It shouldn't be too bad. With like Kyra and Griffin, for instance, you can use Kyra's speed boost to get Abe into position, and birds give him away even more. Hunters are still right on his tail. Yeah, but with Kyra and Abe, or not Kyra and Abe, Kyra and Griffin, you can get that. You can still keep up and use the harpoons to keep the monster in position until the dome is ready, at which point you can just finish up with the dome. Other instances, for instance, who is it? Like even with Maggie and Val, you can still keep them up. Really, Lazarus doesn't have that great chasing potential. I think being able to stay on a monster's tail is really important. And the track and dart, now they know exactly which way he's going in. Dome comes in, well played by Abe, on GentlemanSquirrel on Abe. And here comes the Assault Markov, dishing out lots of damage with that. Those stasis grenades are just brutal. Got no move speed. And anyways, right now, we've got Aurora just playing super passive. I generally don't like this playstyle because when he's this defensive, he does put out some attacks. It's mostly those who got caught in the crossfire, and the hunters just chase him down, dealing damage, bringing down the armor. And being pinned in the dome isn't very good. Aurora, I would be going all out onto either Hank or Kyra, because those are the biggest threats for when you fight at the beginning. Getting those early strikes makes a huge difference. And right now, he's already lost half his armor bar. And just dealing some damage to zone them out, but it's nowhere near enough to actually make them play cautious. That could be healed up in a grenade or two at most, and dome goes down, so Aurora's going to be running. He didn't lose too much armor, only 4 points, 5 points of armor. But I still think going for that early strike, you're already domed, you might as well fight. It would make a huge difference in the late game. Because while you do grow more powerful, you could also make the hunters grow weaker. And that's all not players. Alright. So one weakness I've noticed of Aurora is that he constantly runs clockwise. He doesn't really double back too often, he doesn't change direction too often, which makes it very easy for the hunters to cut across and get ahead of him. Especially if you have someone with mobility, or if you have someone with a good slow who can land it consistently. Which is another reason why I don't like Abe too much, because his grenades are... Well, he's really good in the actual fight, because the monster just can't do anything effectively. But he's weak in chasing because the grenades are hard to land on a moving target, and you can't just zone out an area with them. He's definitely a good hunter, but I don't like him for chasing. Unless you have someone like Val who can help keep him in position. It all depends though. Alright, so now we've got Aurora back to stage 2 with no armor, and Hunter's right on his tail. They do miss a dome and drop it immediately, which is well played, but they've got 60 seconds before they can get a new one. And I believe those birds were set off barely. Either way, the Hunters know exactly where he is, and he needs to eat very quickly if he wants to deal with it. Anyway, good in the fight. Taking some damage fighting this wildlife, but it's not much, and you can eat it quickly. Carrion birds go off, so now position is known, although we can't see the Hunters right now. Some good use spinning. Alright, tracking dart hits. Now the Hunters have perfect position guessing. And here's a Tyrant. I think if he wants to fight this would be the best area to fight, just because nobody wants to deal with the Tyrant, and they have to put something into it. At the very least, they have to devote their assault very quickly onto it, and probably they'll put the orbital barrage onto it, just based on how I've seen the Hunters play before. That way, no one's getting eaten, and the monster or the wildlife is gone very quickly. Okay. Although, looks like I missed this right now. The medic and the trapper are actually down at the moment. Like, they just DC'd, and right now the TheGentlemanSquirrel on trapper is reconnecting. So the connection issues in this game aren't too great, or are prevalent. Alright, so right now, I don't like this strategy. It bugs me. I've seen Aurora do it so many times where he just stays close to this rock wall and kind of stutters back and forth, hoping that he doesn't get spotted. I feel it's too risky. You've got to make the decision early. Like, sometimes it does matter when you're waiting to find out where all the Hunters are, but once you see all of them, I think it's good to just book it. Alright, Insane 521 just reconnected. He's on medic Kyra. And that's frustrating for the team because they've been down half their players for a little while. I don't get why he's not eating. Like, right now he wants to get to stage 3, and even though he's killing off some of these, he's not munching. He's just killing them. Which is silly. I mean, he's already just kind of idling. There's a lot of downtime that he definitely does not need and can be improved on. Alright, there's the second Tyrant, and if he wants to fight, he's got full armor and he doesn't have stage 3 ready. So he definitely could go for it. Although, birds now, Hunters know exactly where he is. I would rotate back, because he's going to be kiting around this large pillar, and he's been spotted. Alright, let's see if this leap bounce works. It's going on to Markov, and Markov dodges. Second dodge. Third dodge. No, he lands it, but gets shot off immediately. Alright, that was some misplay by the monster, not landing anything he needed to. Alright, and now here comes the stasis grenades, which are so good when you're fighting and you're not in the best position, because it allows you to have a lot of room to get into the position you need. Alright, right now, Insane taking a large beating from the monster, but with these stasis grenades again, it allows a lot of space and allows, for instance, Kara to reload and get that health back. The tree blocking so much line of sight there. And now he's on the run, and this dome, I love these domes. You let the monster fight when he wants to, and when he gets low and doesn't want to fight, wants to go back off, you drop the dome before he can get out. And all of a sudden, the monster has no armor or very low armor, and can't fight well at all, because the monster, yeah, already in this single fight, he went from full armor to missing 3 bars of health, and it's only going to get worse for a little while. Going very hard onto Mr. Strategia. I believe, oop, nice orbital zoning him out, but Strategia was caught in it also, which made things troublesome. Alright, that's strike, finally, but it's definitely not worth it. He's had some bad fights, especially considering he's lost 5 bars of health just for the 1 strike. He is now playing super passive. He really needs the strikes onto the medic or onto Hank, because he needs to be able to burst them down in the late game. And if he can't, then Kyra's rapid healing and Hank's shield will make things very challenging, depending on who he's targeting. I think Kyra with a Hank on the team is one of the hardest characters to kill, even more so than the Assault, possibly more so than the assault because of all the self-healing. And also the speed boost, which allows Kyra to get away better. And then things like the shield from Hank makes things insanely difficult. Again, here's that tyrant that he doesn't fight with. This is a very interesting decision. Alright, but he's feeding to get the armor, which he definitely needs very quickly. Or things will knock. Oh. If they get another dome like the last one, this game is over. If Aurora can run long enough and get his armor up, get possibly stage 3. Alright, and we found him. Yeah, that was, again, sitting in the corner, hoping that they don't see him, but this team is very good at finding him. Things are not going to go well. And he needs to cut across, otherwise he's not going to make it. He keeps going along the outside and taking the longest route possible, which makes things just easier for Abe to cut across and drop the dome onto. Alright, that dome barely missed. That was very, very lucky for Aurora. But now he's got 60 seconds to get his armor ready before he can be trapped in for a fight. And there's the tracking dart, so hunters know exactly where he is. No sneaking off this time. And here's the other tyrant. He needs to fight on top of the tyrant. It's the only way things are going to end up well at all. Because then he can just burst down someone while the other team has to focus, or while the team has to focus down the tyrant. Otherwise, they'll lose. It'll just give enough distraction, which is what'll make the difference. Although I think they're killing off the tyrant now. I can't really tell. It looked like it ran after them and they had to make it die. But still, there's quite a few slots that could also be brought to the fight, and also quite a few, one other tyrant on this map. I have to say, I really like this map. Ooh, nice orbital on the middle of eating, but he managed to finish it clear very promptly. So stage 3 is ready right now, and the hunters are on his tail. But again, Aurora's just running the outside. This is not worth it. Yeah, hunters should be able to catch up. The only way this can work is if the hunters don't find him in time, and even then, he has no armor, and the follow-up will not be good. Yep, here comes damage. Alright. What is he missing now? 6 bars, I believe? 6.5 bars? Yeah. So in that evolve, he lost a bar and a half. Which is not a great evolve, to say the least. Alright, he's right now focusing Hank, who has the 1 strike on the entire team. No, he's not. He's just trying to run. There's no cover in this area. There's a bunch of low high ground, which allows for the hunters to play it safe. But there's no cover for the monster, and he just gives up, yeah. He had to fight. I think he would have maybe turned it, but just giving up